Sweet Scorpio, oh. What's going on, y'all? It's me, ES the Hermit Star, back again with another video. First time doing a reading for the sign of Scorpio. So, if you have Scorpio if in your sun, moon, rising signs, or anywhere in your chart, or you just a cross watcher, but for the sun, moon, rising folks out there, this is your reading, Scorpio. All right, that's number one. Number two, this is a general overall reading, but we're focusing on the theme of this reading is going to be focused on the beginning of Virgo season. I know Scorpio, you're a totally different sign, but that does not mean that during any other season um, of whatever signs does not mean that you cannot learn something from the spirit universe. And here I am going to do a reading for you. Okay, before we get into this general read, I'm gonna start off with a bit of the rambling that I do here. For those who are unfamiliar, I usually start off with a download, and then I share that with you, and then I share the message of the day or the quote of the day. All right, and then we'll get into the actual reading. Timestamps, of course, will be in the description box below. Whew. So I just woke up. Full transparency, I'm trying to get up there, be alive. And if you're familiar with what Tiger Balm is, that stuff is pretty dang strong. I had to put that stuff almost all over my body, because I woke up sore, and before I did before I'm doing this right now. Earlier on, I did the reading for, it was Gemini, and then prior to Gemini, it was Cancer. But even before all of that, and I'm only mentioning that because if you have Gemini or Cancer in your chart as well, and you want to go watch those videos, or if you're just a curious cross watcher and supporter of me in general, go right ahead, go watch those videos, okay? But before doing those videos, I was out for my morning jog, and it felt great. It felt great to do that. How is all of this relative? Number one, I put on the Tiger Balm because my body was aching. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Virgo, and I'm like, damn, I like morning jogs I'm feeling it now. Getting into my well, I'm still in my early 30s. I'll be 33 on the 30th, right? But I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel. I'm gonna need to make sure I stretch and make sure I put on the Tiger Balm after every intense workout now. Okay, that's fine. That's what it's gonna be. That's what's getting old. I'm glad. I'm still able to even do these workouts with and the only thing I gotta worry about is, I got a little bit of soreness. If that's the only thing I gotta worry about at my age or just this point in life right now, I'm glad. But that wasn't the download. The download was relative to me just getting up and doing things, but the download was this morning. Okay, this morning I didn't have the highest energy, right? Even after I do these readings, I have to do stuff for my other podcast, which is totally, or for my podcast in general, which, one of them has a YouTube channel. The other one doesn't, but it's still video based, and you can find those videos on Spotify, just like you can find the other one on Spotify as well. But none of these stuff are tarot based, by the way. So if you are interested in knowing stuff like that, or knowing what else I do outside of tarot, let me know in the comment section, and then I will gladly direct links to where you can actually find my other stuff. But I woke up this morning, and mentally I was like up here. Like I was just like, I had a really Virgo season, the start of Virgo season ever since. And I know, granted, it started yesterday from when I am recording this message for you right now, right? But I felt great ever since the start of Virgo season, even toward the end of Leo season. I went into work, and I only had to work 2 days. this week, and I felt great going back into work. It's been so long, or at least it's been a while, to be honest with you, because we were on break. And it's not like I was super excited to get back to work, but then when I got back, I was like, okay, I feel great being back. But I felt great about myself because I found myself, especially during this time being Virgo season, I find myself stepping into my power more and seeing how that not only positively affects myself on the inside, and has an outside positivity as well. But I saw that me just stepping out inspired others to step into their power as well. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And that's one of the like greatest things for me, at least whenever I do step into my power. When I see others get comfortable enough to say, you know what, I can do that as well, and it's all in the most positive way ever. It's not on some power trip, ego trip type thing. It's not me going around trying to be, the big bad guy, and someone else steps up and now they want to be the big bad alpha. It's none of that. It's just, when I say step into your power, it's, yes, understanding your influence. I'm trying to turn this up a bit in the lighting, of course. Sun went down, so there might not be much glares in this video, but make sure I keep the lighting on, or at least up until I get some artificial lighting for the YouTube up in here. But yeah, it wasn't on some anyone trying to be alpha type stuff. It was just people literally stepping up into their power, whatever that looked like. It was all positive, but people stepping up in their power to help one another out. And I thought that was beautiful. Right now, you can also channel that energy and do that for yourself, but not everyone's going to respond positively to it. You can have people in your life, unfortunately, it be family or co-workers or whoever. There are going to be people in your life who see you step into your power, and they will not respond as positively as other people. Other people might see it and say, wow, Scorpio does it. Scorpio looks great. Scorpio is shining. Scorpio is just so beautiful, right? I want to do that same aura that Scorpio has right now. No, there are going to be people who will be like, who does Scorpio think they are? Scorpio needs to shrink themselves. Scorpio needs to sit down. Scorpio, they'll say things like humble yourself when I hate how, and that's going to be a tangent. I don't want to make your reading super long, but I got to say this. I really hate how people use the term humble nowadays. Of course, it's another word that people, once they wrapped their stupid little brains around what it meant, they started to misuse it and use it so much and also misuse it. But it's like, to humble somebody? Really? Like, this person needs to be humbled. It's used in a negative tone. When somebody is supposed to be humble, it's never supposed to be a bad thing. And that's not what they mean. They're not saying, oh, you should be more. Like, the actual meaning of humble, I'm going into my tangent. I said I wasn't, but I'm here now. Sorry, Scorpio. I got y'all with this reading. I promise you, right? But that's not what they mean. They're not like, you need to be humble. You need to understand your greatness or understand your strengths, right? But you need to use that in a positive way. That's not what they're saying. What they're saying is what I said moments ago. You need to belittle yourself. You need to not recognize how great you are. And that is their idea of someone who is humble. Somebody who is allowing themselves to be mistreated and get stepped on. The sun is coming back out again. That's fine with me. But, that is what they mean. So, Scorpio, if anybody, that wasn't part of the download that I got this morning. But I'm getting it now, I guess. So, let me just tell you. If anybody tries to tell you, you need to humble yourself, um, they're not telling you you need to actually be humble about who you are. Now, that might be in your reading. I haven't shuffled the cards yet. I haven't picked the cards yet. They're just sitting here and they're waiting to be shuffled. So I don't know what's in your reading. Now, I don't speak to the universe about give me hints on this, that, and the third when I do these readings. I go straight up fresh. It's just as much of a surprise for you when you watch these readings as it is for me when I'm actually right here reading the cards. Okay, so that's number one. I don't know if the whole being humble thing is going to be a part of your reading or not, but the download that I got that I originally meant for you, and I'm still mean this for you, was that again, I physically did not feel like getting up out of bed, but mentally I did feel like getting out of bed. And I had to use that mental strength that I had to help me physically get out of bed, and I felt good doing so. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's a lot of days where I'm not like ready to get out of bed. Like, I have a lot of goals, I have a lot of things to do, and I'm like, I just want to lay here. You know, I just don't want to do anything. I just want to lay here. But then there are those times where I do have to pick myself up, okay, and say, hey, you're better than this. You know, sure, you might be starting your own tarot channel, and this is your first time actually reading for other people, but your heart feels this way about getting into it. You're excited. Others in the past have, and it's not that, you know, I needed that push. It's just a lovely push, to be honest with you. But others in the past have said you should get into reading tarot. And again, if this is about stepping into your power, which is what I'm trying to say here, if this is about stepping into your power, take that leap of faith. Take that step. Go right into it, you know? So that was the download portion I got. I know 12 minutes in, okay? I will try to keep this one really short for y'all. The quote, I don't want to go off schedule, but I got the quote of the day for y'all. What I do here for any first-time listeners, I get these quotes emailed to me every day. These inspirational quotes is what they call them, right? By Inspiring Quotes. And I'll just read the quote, and the quote of that day will always be the pinned comment. So it's your choice whether you want to interact with that quote if you believe that it has holds some meaning to your life at this moment in time. It could be serve as an extra message. It could have nothing to do with the actual message that spirit guides give to you. Whatever the case is, you choose however you want to weave or don't weave the quotes into your reading. Okay, it's there. Just cause, you know. Now, as far as today's reading goes, this quote goes. It reads as so: no amount of skillful invention can replace the essential element of imagination, by Edward Hopper. Once again, let me know what that quote means to you, or if it has any relevance to your life right now, if you choose to do so. Okay? Now, I had to take a sip of my electrolyte water. We'll get into your reading now, Scorpio. And one more formality before we get into the actual reading. Again, the general reading for the beginning of Virgo season. For Scorpions out there. Alright? If you want a private reading from me, you have to email me. I will never reach out to you via email, via DM first. You have to email me. I'll tell you what the 2 packages that I have, and we'll go from there as far as scheduling and everything, okay? But if there's anyone pretending to be me or any other tarot reader that you might follow on here, TikTok, everywhere, anywhere else, that's a scam, and you need to be careful. Okay? I don't want you being scammed. I don't want you being dripped out of your money. I don't want you being stung, Scorpio. Alright, you're supposed to do the stinging. But no, in all seriousness, do not fall for the scams. I think I've chose too many cards for y'all, but reading was probably going to go on long enough anyways. Let's see if we could try to organize this on this thing. Yeah, this too much. Alright. You know what? We could try to make it work. Alright, this little thing can only hold about 6 cards total. Good to know, but if we make some more. Now we got the full 8. Alright. Alright. Let's flip these over. Let's build up the anticipation with a little bit of silence, I guess. Okay, now let's get to start. All right, so your first card here, you have the Knight of Cups. All right, hopefully you can see that. All right, the Knight of Cups, charm, romance, moving with tact. And Scorpio, you know, I don't know much about your sign, to be honest with you, as far as like the traits and everything, but something is telling me this is a part of your sign. Like, this is something, if it's not a part of your sign, at least this is the beginning of how you should be moving during, or this is the first part of your message of how you should be moving during this Virgo season, according to Spirit, of course. You should be moving with some romance, some charm, and being tactful in general. And I guess more so layman's terms, shine with your personality. Lead with your personality. As I was stating before within the message of the download that I got earlier, I was talking about moving into your power. This could be another way of saying, hey, in part of your power, Scorpio, either the Scorpio that I might be talking to, or, you know, someone out there in general with that in their sign, in their chart, you have you being tactful and like a charmer, someone with like and some folks think that charmers are just people trying to, you know, use how can I say this? Trying to use things to get into people's pants, right? And you have tact here once again, and romance is a part of that. So you might be someone who's trying to, or it might be seen as someone who is trying to just use your personality, use some sweetness about you, right? Use some charm about you to either get into a relationship with somebody, get whatever you want from them in general, whether that be sexually, romantically, materially, numerically, monetarily, whatever the case is. You know yourself, so if you know that's what you plan on doing, you know, that's something that, you know, you are capable of. At least that's what this card is saying. But I think that when I see this, it is a meaning of lead with this was your first card in this reading. So to me, it's the lead, you know, lead with your personality, you know, lead with, you know, a bit of charm and be tactful whenever you are, yes, trying to get something from somebody or trying to achieve things, this, that, and the third. But it could be, again, it doesn't have to just be getting things from people. You can, universe, don't kill me for this, but I'm going to tell Scorpio this anyways. You can be tactful when trying to get something from the universe, like trying to romance the universe. You know, the universe likes to be romanced too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you be sweet to the universe tends to, and people call it karma, right? But, you know, if you're sweet to the universe tends to want to be sweet to those who are sweet to the universe. So again, like Scorpio, I'm kind of giving y'all a cheat code here. I know some Virgos probably gonna be mad, like, how come it didn't show up in our reading? And I'm not gonna just, give us a cheat code during Virgo season if it didn't show up in our reading, in general, right? But this is kind of like, this is just me telling you, Scorpio, like, hey, you know what? I think that you can, again, use your personality, use your charm to impress folks, in a healthy way, of course, but you can also do that for the universe. All right, give it a go if you want. All right, I'm not telling you to cheat anybody. I'm just saying, hey, maybe you need to use some, and I don't even know if this is the right word to describe it. I'm gonna say it anyways. Je ne sais quoi. I only said it because I wanted to say it, but maybe you need to use some je ne sais quoi to get what you want this Virgo season. All right. Next card, we have the Four of Pentacles here. So this is about being frugal. This is I like when I see this card, especially in this position. Now I know a lot of people, just like I was saying earlier, people use the term humble as an insult, and to me it's a misuse of it. People try to use the word frugal as well as an insult to describe somebody. You describe me as frugal, I'm gonna take it as a compliment all the time. I know people are gonna be like, you're cheap. You don't got any bed sheets. That's how cheap you are. First of all, my bed sheets they're drying right now. They're not even washing. That's number one. Number two, thanks for calling me a money hoarder. But I guess this is what the universe also wants you to do during Virgo season. Do not be out here spending like crazy. In fact, if you need to get something, and again, I'm not telling you to use folk, but it seems as though if you need to get something, you have to use your charm, your tact, your je ne sais quoi, whatever. You should use more of that to obtain the things you want rather than buying it yourself, and save your money. Because there might be something in the future. Don't be surprised, Scorpio, if in the future, I don't do predictive. I do not, let me say this again. Say for the first time. And for anyone watching, I do not do predictive astrology at all. I don't predict futures for, predictive readings. If you come to me wanting a private reading, then you're going to ask me, and one of your questions is, what's going to happen to me in 5 years? I will not answer that question. So I suggest that you, and especially if you are going to pay for these services, you ask questions that are going to make sense. Now, I'll go over all of that when we discuss, because I actually do send like an agreement document to anybody before they even make a purchase, saying these are the questions you need to ask. This is the rules. You sign off on this. Pretty much, you giving your permission to say you're okay to go forward. Again, reach out to me. You'll see that. I'm not going to explain that here. But pretty much to go on with the reading again, this is about just being frugal with your money right now. And what I was saying before, the reason as to why I believe that is the case is because I'm not calling this into your life, not at all. But it could be a time in the future where that money that you have now, that money you're making now, you might need it in the future. It could be a good thing. It might be a situation to where you end up finding a house, getting approved for a house. And you a house, a car, or whatever, right? And you need to make a down payment on something, or you just need money in general, whatever the case is, Scorpio, you would know, right? And you're like, well, I know that, but I need this thing now, I need that thing now. Charm. Use your charm, use your romance, be tactful, be respectful, don't be a hoe, Scorpio, but use that, and maybe someone is going to be like, oh my God, Scorpio's so sweet to me, I'm going to get them that thing that they want right now. Or, oh my God, they're so sweet to me, it's not their birthday, but I'm going to buy them a birthday gift on August 30th, even though that's E.S. the Herman Starr's birthday. And I'm just saying, don't spend your money right now. All right, it sounds like I'm giving you a cheat code, but I'm giving you the real. Don't spend your money right now. It seems is what is being told to you. Don't spend your money right now if you can find other means of getting it, other legal means. Do not go around using your 5 fingers and then when you get caught or something, saying Esther Hermanstar told me to take it and not to spend money. No, don't go around stealing. That's wrong. All right, don't go around stealing from people, stealing from Best Buy, stealing from whatever. I ain't say that. I'm saying there are other non-lethal, non-threatening, legal means you can go about getting the things that you need. One example, again, you can do things for others, or you can just simply be nice and respectful. And somebody might say, you know what? Because Scorpio was so nice and respectful for me, I am going to get them this thing. I'm not saying that's a definite happening, but it could happen. I've seen it happen. For others more than myself, but I've seen it happen nonetheless. So that's what I'm saying here. All right. Third card, you have the Page of Swords. So this is about vigilance, curiosity, and restlessness. 3 random concepts to this one card here. I think that I'm glad I didn't blow the rest of your cards away. Thank you for anyone who said God bless you. But I think that because restlessness is a part of this, right? And just being on edge, and that's kind of contrasting, with someone who is being tactful, in a way, unless you're like, let me be tactful about how I spend my time. So, I know that I don't know, but I get the feeling, hopefully y'all don't hear that music out there, but I get the feeling that you're on edge to some sort. You're not like you're on high alert. You're on vigilance, essentially. That was one of the words, right, that I used, vigilant, right? You're being vigilant right now, which to me is good. It's a good thing. But, you don't want to be super hyper vigilant to the point where you're losing sleep, where you are getting in the way of, other blessings and stuff. And again, I believe the Knight of Cups was if I said king before, I apologize. I meant knight. But the Knight of Cups is a reminder, once again, we're talking about being tactful. That music's really annoying me, to be honest with y'all. But I'm going to continue going on. Hopefully YouTube doesn't punish me because someone else doesn't know how to turn down their radio. But anyways, being tactful isn't just about getting things from others. It's not just about how you interact with others. It's how you are with yourself as well. In fact, if anything, this Virgo season and going forward, any other season, even your season, Scorpio, you should be tactful about how you move in life, how you take care of yourself, and knowing when to rest and knowing when to use your little stinger that you got, knowing when to use that, and then knowing when to dial it back and rest, so you have the energy to defend yourself if or when you need to. That's another way of being tactful. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. All right. Your next card, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is about confusion, animosity, cruelty. All right. So, anyone else out there get super cranky when you get tired? Scorpio, something's telling me that this restlessness is causing you to lose your shit. To be honest with you, you want to be super vigilant, but you're hurting yourself by not getting the rest that you deserve, and now it's causing confusion. You're in hysteria mode, essentially, right? And now there's animosity and there's cruelty. You're being cruel. You're You're not like you're behaving like one of those people on those Snickers commercials who's super hungry and super weary and they're a beast, right? And then they get the Snickers bar and then they're back to them normal selves, and then whoever fed them, the friend or whoever fed them the Snickers bars, like you're not yourself when you're hangry, right? And if you're hungry right now and you're watching this, pause this video. You're probably giving this hangry energy to this reading. Pause this video and get yourself something to eat, Scorpio, or whoever's watching, okay? I'm fine. I ate earlier. I got my electrolyte water over here. Let me take another sip. I might eat again tonight, depending on how I feel. I was thinking about, side tangent, but, we here now, right? I was thinking about making a chicken and broccoli teriyaki bowl. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. But yeah, you need, again, I understand being vigilant to the point where you're just like, who there, who wants something, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that, but you're driving yourself crazy. You're in hysteria mode now when you're like this. And now you are just looking ridiculous, and you need to stop that. You need to stop that. I feel like there's multiple readings, multiple messages for you, Scorpio, in this reading, and I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? But it all begins with being tactful about how you spend your money, how you spend your time, how you spend your energy, and I think that's gonna, I'm gonna get into the other 4 cards, but I think that is how what's really the universe wants you to be, is being very tactful with your time. Granted, again, if you want to use your charm and be tactful on others for good, of course, but sorry, once again, that's be tactful. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep repeating that for the remainder of this reading. Or keep saying it over and over again. I'm not going to just repeat it forever. But, next we have the 5 of Cups for you. All right? Now, I always like looking at this card. I don't like the depressed or the sad individual looking at the spilled cups. But I like it because I always look at these 2 cups and then I look at this person here, and it always reminds me of me. I tend to overthink the bad, right? When bad stuff happens, And by the way, this is a card of defeatism. I tend to do this all the time. Like, there would be, like, I would have, let's just say, figuratively speaking, I'll have 5 cups. 3 of them spilled, but 2 of them are still perfectly standing up. I will focus on the 3 that spilled, and then right behind me, the 2 are standing loud and proud and screaming, "Ernest, look at me, pick me up, I'm good." And I'm over here crying about these 3. All right, if y'all hear that, Lord Noid, I fly. I'm sorry. You got people playing their music. You got burnouts going on. Maybe I'm the only one that can hear it, and I'm interrupting myself. Nonetheless, I'll know once I play these videos back. But, yeah, this is about defeatism. This is about defeatism. Regrets mourning. I think that a lot of this energy is coming right after, or at least I'm speaking from these 2 cards. These came right after the Page of Swords. And it just seemed as though the universe wants you to know you need to calm the hell down with this energy. Again, I think the biggest message that they want you to know is you have to be tactful about your time. Because I feel like, as I was saying before with the Ace of Swords, right? You're now teetering in hysteria mode to the point where you're not vigilant. You're batshit crazy, to be honest with you, and you are ruining things, and you're lashing out on folks who pretty much don't deserve it. You don't know what's going on because you done drove yourself crazy. Now that you done drove yourself crazy, you done spilled a few cups, right? Now you didn't spill all your cups, but you done spilled 3 out of the 5 that you had. And instead of, again, taking it back, dialing it back, calming down, being centered, being demure, but no, being centered, and look and saying, okay, let me calm down. It gets better. It gets a bit better. You know what I'm saying? I'll read the rest of the cards, but you're tripping out. You're tripping out. I don't want to see you crash out, but you're tripping out right now. And you're mourning these 3 cups. And again, had you, me personally speaking, had you just chilled out on your Page of Swords energy and dialed that back and channeled that in the right way, you wouldn't be out here looking crazy. You also wouldn't be out here spilling cups. So, again, I'm gonna keep saying it again. Like I said, I was. Be tactful about how you spend your energy during this first part of the Virgo season. Be very, very tactful about how you are spending your energy, Scorpio. Okay? Okay. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this is about blunt honesty, coming clean, and having remorse. Now, this is more so of a card of clarity. You know, you are thank you. I'm not gonna cut any of this stuff out. I do apologize though, but anyways, this is about clarity, like clearing your nose. But no, this is about clarity, and it does seem as though you do dial it back. You do realize, okay, maybe this blunt honesty is you being blunt about yourself. You know, this is you looking at yourself and reflecting and be like, yo, Scorpio, whatever your name is, right? Scorpius, Scorpion, Scorpopo, whatever your name is, Scorpio. But no, yo, I really got to calm down. I really need to chill out. I should have been tactful about whatever I'm trying to be vigilant about. Because ever since I've been on the Page of Swords mode, I've been wilding a bit. I got to be honest. I've been wilding a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been really, like, I feel like I'm in hysteria mode. I'm going crazy. I'm confused now. I'm not even, like, vigilant anymore. I'm just downright confused. And I am being cruel to people. I'm being cruel to myself. You know? I have this animosity for some folk who don't deserve it. I need to chill the F out. You know, and just being actually, and again, remorse is a part of it, because, and the reason why I'm saying these things is because remorse is a part of it. Like, it seems that you're going to be actually sorry about the damage you were doing before you got to this point. You are going to get to a point where you're bluntly honest about yourself. Good. I love that about you. Now, if you were to tell your fellow Scorpion Drake or Scorpio buddy Drake that he needs to move in this energy, maybe I'd like the guy. But we're not here to talk about my music opinions, okay? We're here to talk about you, unless he's watching this reading, and if so, Drake, reach out for a personal reading, and I'll give you the truth about yourself. But, you know, anybody else out there who isn't Drake and you're watching this, and you're a Scorpion, or you just happen to be watching, but mainly for the Scorpios out there, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever it is in your chart. This is you being honest about yourself. And that honesty is going to look like remorse, because you are going to be apologetic for the damage you caused before you got to this moment of real actualization. And this is actually a beautiful, way of doing it. You know, this is actually, it shows that damage that you did, like, it shows that you are cognizant of the damage that you did, and you're able to move forward from it, or at least be honest about it and show some remorse. And that's beautiful, honestly. Like, we're not perfect beings. Your message is going on long, but two more cards. But I'm gonna go in this tangent anyways. We're not perfect beings. We're not perfect, we're souls having a human experience, right? But nonetheless, we are not perfect. We are going to error. And this reading shows that you are going to error, you have erred, or this is something that you can relate to, but it also shows that you are somebody. Scorpio, I keep wanting to call y'all Scorpion because it sounds cool, but Scorpio, you are somebody who can dial it back. You are somebody who can eventually get it together and say, well, yo, I've been messing up. I've been messing up. You can be that honest about yourself and be remorseful about what you did. Now, that does not mean hate yourself. It just means being super honest about areas where you weren't being your highest self. And, there's usually, after that action of remorse, there's usually, I got a thought and an act of, I have to do better. Okay? Now it doesn't seem as though it happens immediately, because you got this, what I'm saying? You have the Six of Pentacles. I know this is your reading, and I said this with Gemini as well. They didn't get this card, but sometimes, and I don't want to do this all the time, but sometimes there are going to be other energies that's not yours that appears in your reading, meaning other people in your life. Now, if it's applicable, I'm gonna say it. If it's not applicable, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, this isn't you," just to make you feel good, because I'm kind of confused. I don't know if this is you per se, being exploitive and stuff. Honestly, I think it is. Why? Now that I'm thinking about it, because let's go back to the Knight of Cups, okay? Remember when I told you earlier, all right? And don't go blaming me, by the way, if you go around here using people and Ernest said it was okay to exploit motherfuckers. No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said that the universe said it. But I said that if you use your charm, there might be a chance to be where people are going to want to do things for you, okay? But not doing it for the sole basis of, if I didn't make it clear, let me make it clear now. Don't just go around charming folk for the sole basis of they can possibly get you something or do something for you, right? But just be charming and see the rewards, see what happens. The universe might be like, oh, look at Scorpio being charming. Let me provide this thing for them without them spending their own pinnacle on it, But this here is a warning, all right? Just like everything in these readings are warnings, by the way. They're warnings. They're not like exact set in stones. I said it all starts with this energy, but this is a straight up warning. If you are charming and romance and tactful about just how you spend your time and energy, there's a possibility, once again, that the positives that you want or the things that you do want will come because of your tact and your charm, right? But it can all go to shit. It can all go to shit like this, where you're just being super toxic and you're actually using people. You're exploiting people, for selfish motivations. You're moving in your Drake energy, to be honest with you. This is Drake. And I know y'all got the same sign and everything, but this is Drake right here. Power dynamics, the exploitation, and the selfish motivations as to why he does things. Now, selfish motivations is not a bad thing, depending on what it is. But if you couple that if you couple those selfish motivations with exploitations and power trip and power dynamics, that is absolutely a bad thing. And you moving like Drake right now, instead of moving like the Knight of Cups that you should be. two very contrasting messages here. You know, as far as be charming. Don't go around using people just to get things. But this season, or the first half of this Virgo season, you should focus on being a charming individual and see where that gets you as far as with the universe, right? See how it gets you as far as how you feel about yourself. This is straight up use people. This is telling you use people, exploit them, and get whatever you want. You don't want that energy. You don't want that energy, yo. Alright, we wrap up your reading with the Knight of Wands. This is about fearless charm. Again, this is why I say it does get better at the end and being adventurous. Alright, so we have the two knights here. This one started the reading and this one ends the reading. Kid you not. If I had an overhead camera, I would show y'all this lovely little layout of what the cards are looking like. In fact, that is definitely something that I do for the private readings. I don't have an overhead camera, but I take a picture of your cards and then I send it to you. That's not the only part of the reading, of course. Again, we can go over more details in a private message where you send the message to me first, okay? But yeah, I like the fact that you have the Knight of Wands to wrap up this. And again, it's about being charming and being fearless and moving forward, being adventurous, moving forward. So it was an array of messages here, and I'm glad that I know this is a long one, but if you bared with me, thank you for watching it all. But this is pretty much, to be succinct about it, it all starts with the Knight of Cups, just like how the reading did. And it's about how you are going to be tactful with your time. Are you going to be tactful to the point where you're using your time to benefit yourself, being tactful with other people? Are you going to say, fuck being tact, I'm just going to exploit shit. I'm just going to exploit people. I'm just going to use people to get the things that I want. I don't want to wait. Being this way, you're going to have to wait some time to get the things. And it's a possibility that you don't even get the things that you desire, right? Not instantly or not at all. But you still move in this energy because you see how positive that, you see the positive that can come from it, right? This is saying F all that, right? This is saying I want it now and I'm going to take it. I don't care who I have to use to take it. I don't care if I have to, who do I have to abuse to take it. I will take it. So yes, like this is a lovely way to wrap up this reading. But all these two nights, right? The beginning and the end can still go awry if this is how you're going to be moving in your Drake energy. I'm going to take it now. I'm going to do it because I can, because of my name, because of my status, because of my whatever the case is, right? I'm going to take it and I'm going to use these folks for my own selfish greed. So it's all about how you want to move, Scorpio. All right? That is your reading. Woo! It's quite the reading, yo. Like, I'd have to say, yo, like, straight up. Quite the reading for y'all. But you have choices to make on how you want to move for this first half of the Virgo season. Yes. All right? Thank you for watching if you did watch the entire thing. I know a pretty long one, but thank you for watching, checking me out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more readings. If you want a private reading, once again, I will not DM you. So if anyone's pretending to be me, anyone's pretending to be any other tarot reader out there, we do not DM you. It's a scam. Do not get scammed. Do not get scammed. All right? You got to save your money right now. All right? I don't want you to. Now, when I say save your money, it doesn't mean not spend. It just means don't spend frivolously. All right? The opposite of frivolous spending is being frugal spending. frugal spenders still do spend, but not frivolously, obviously, right? But yeah, you want a private reading from me, DM me, as in email me, and we can go from there. I'll tell you the pricing, I'll tell you the plans, and again, we'll go over everything else. And if it's something, if it sounds like something that you want, you truly want, then we can go forward. All right. Until next time, until next video, y'all stay safe out there. Peace out.